Hello, everybody. My name is Ben, and welcome back to One More Month, the podcast that has no time left, actually. For you, at least. For me, there's about 10 hours left. It's currently 11 o'clock the night before my graduation. But by the time you're watching this, I've already walked across the stage. That timer says 0, and I'm done with college, which was the whole point of this podcast, was to document my last month. And what a month it has been. It has been crazy. If you had told me at the beginning of the semester I would have done something this remarkable, to me at least, I find it pretty remarkable that I was able to do this, that I managed to stay on schedule for the most part and produce something that I am beyond happy with. I would have thought that's crazy, because I'm going to enjoy it all. I'm not going to try to put any extra effort into anything. I am just going to enjoy my last semester. And then I got really bored. And then I got really sad. And then this was born. This podcast was created from desperation, I think. Fear that I would let my last month slip by me, and I wouldn't really pay that much attention to it. That I wouldn't cherish it for all it was. And that I wouldn't really talk to anybody about how scared I was, how I was feeling, because everyone obviously has this feeling of, I don't want to let people know I'm vulnerable. I don't want people to know that I'm freaking out, because I'm supposed to be in control. I'm supposed to be, maybe you're a leader and you can't let your team know, hey, I'm really scared about this. Or maybe you are just you and you don't want to admit it to yourself, that you are breaking down from the inside. And while I was probably the latter, I did something I never thought I would do, and I fully opened up. Not even just about how I felt in the moment, but opened up about things that have happened in my life that have they've sculpted who I am. Much like these past 3.5 years have sculpted me into who I am now. I'm a product of what my life has been before me. And yeah, now I'm sitting here in a studio at, if you notice I'm not wearing a watch, but I always check my wrist to give me a second to think about what I'm about to say. It's currently 11 o'clock. I graduate in 9 hours, 59 minutes. That's it. It's just the last 3.5 years are over. And that's okay. I think that this has really made me come to terms with getting through it all, I guess. It has made me come to terms with everything, I guess. I have realized that this is not something to fear. This is not something to freak out over, but this is something to be excited for. Every time I had someone on the podcast, they told me these stories about how they kind of generally felt the same way, that they were lost. They didn't know what they were going to do. But now I see them and how they're doing in their current life, and it has made me so excited. It has motivated me to be excited for it, I guess. It's made me want to search for the reasons that this is a good thing, that change is a good thing. And that's something I've always been afraid of, I think, is I want to get comfortable and then, oh, poop, it's changing, and there goes everything I knew before. And sometimes that's beautiful. Sometimes that is the best thing that can ever happen for you. And I'm hoping that will be the same for me, that this will be something beautiful. This will be I'm saying hoping. I'm going to say I know it. I'm going to be confident. Why not? I'm going to be confident that this is going to be great. And if it's not, then at least I was hopeful. At least I was looking forward to it. Being disappointed means at least you had high hopes. And I think that's better than expecting disappointment and then being disappointed anyway, because then there was no light at the end of any tunnel, I guess. I don't know. I've always strived to be optimistic, I think. And yeah, now we're here. The podcast over the past 4 weeks basically has become my entire life, I think. I've let it consume me in a good way. It's given me some kind of motivation, some kind of drive to keep doing stuff, keep creating, because I probably would have taken this last month off had I not been doing this. I probably would have been maybe a lot more calm, but I still feel like I would feel empty. Like I didn't have a way to relive this. And I think that's the best part, is that this is giving me a way to relive this past month over and over again as long as I'd want to. That being said, have I really watched any of the episodes back in full? No, not at all. Because I don't actually know why. I find it a little weird, I think, to watch myself for an hour. Maybe it's a little bit narcissistic too, to sit down and do that. Maybe some of my guests went back and listened to their episodes. I don't know. If you did, good for you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. We're back to burping. Things have not changed in the past month. Wow. A burp and a speech impediment. We are really bumping like we were in the first episode. But yeah, I haven't actually watched any of the episodes back yet. I think I want to give it some time before I do that. Maybe because when I was putting them out, it was too fresh on my mind and I didn't want to be or feel repetitive. Or maybe sometimes I was just a little scared to look back and maybe realize maybe I messed up on this word, or maybe I said this, but I meant that. So I think I'm going to let it marinate for a little while before I actually go back and watch any of the episodes. But I feel really proud of all of them. I don't think I put out an episode that I was like, I really am not happy with that. Because every time I had someone on, they were just great. I feel like every episode I put out, granted, it's kind of, I feel like if I had messed up one of the 7 really, if you don't count the bonus episode. I feel like the numbers are low, so that means the margin for error is kind of low. But if there was a bad one, I feel like it would have affected it all. So I knew I had to nail each one. I knew I had to go in confident that this was going to work out well. And thank the Lord, it just went perfectly. Minus some hiccups here and there with audio-visual issues or post-production episodes. All of them ended up going out pretty fine. I managed to record while in Georgia with a completely different setup, minus the fact that Nick wasn't in half of his episode. I'm just really happy with how this went. This has turned into, it's rebirthed. It's brought back my love for creating and entertaining people. I mentioned in, I think, the second episode that I used to do YouTube. I did it a lot throughout my high school. I grew up with YouTube. I loved it. And that was a dream job of mine, was to be able to be an influencer. Not at the time an influencer, a YouTuber. I don't like saying influencer, a YouTuber. It sounds corny, but I mean, that was something I always loved to do, was create videos for people to see. I wanted to be funny. I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to like what I created. And this has reignited that flame for me 100%. And I want to find ways to continue to do it. I don't know if it'll be through this same medium. Obviously, I'm losing the studio. I'm losing all of these assets to continue to make the show, but I want to keep doing it. And I'm going to try my hardest to keep doing it. Maybe not on this channel, maybe not even like anything like this. But I'm going to keep doing it. So I hope you all have enjoyed this and will continue to enjoy what I make. It's not the end of the episode. That sounded like an outro, but it's not meant to be the outro. I do want to thank everybody, though. I do want to thank everybody who took the time out of their day, their night, whenever, drive home, during work. Whenever you listen to this podcast, listen to an episode, liked a short, watched TikTok, anything I put out, thank you. The amount of people that have came up to me and said, oh my gosh, I love the podcast. The amount of people that have sent me Snapchats of them watching it. It's kind of weird. It makes me feel a little weird. Happy, but also like, oh, that's weird. I'm on your TV. I don't know how to feel about this. But the amount of support I've received from all of this has been insane. And I cannot thank all of you enough. It has made me so happy. I'm glad I was able to put something out that so many people either resonated with or just found entertaining, whether it was the conversations I was having with people or me being a complete buffoon online or on the screen. Either way, I am just incredibly grateful for all of you who watched it, all of you who told me how it made you feel, and just thank you. That's all I can really say is thank you. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to me to just know that people enjoyed it, that I was able to make someone laugh, make someone feel something, I guess. And maybe make fun of a few people. I'm sorry for those of you who got called out in the episodes, my closer friends who got mentioned. That might have been the best part, was when I'd mention someone just in passing in an episode, and then they would be like, what was that about? Why'd you do that? All in good favor, all in good light, good heart, however you want to, whatever that saying is. My vocabulary has gone straight down the toilet since I started this podcast, and I can't think of words on the spot anymore, or sayings or idioms or any of that. Blech. But yes, thank you all for watching this podcast. It's still not an ending. I keep feeling like I'm outroing, but I'm not, because I'm just trying to express my gratitude to all of you who watched it. Thank you. If I can leave you with anything, because this is kind of where the outro will start now. If I can leave any of you who watched any of the podcast, any of it now, if I leave you with 3 things, let's say. The first one, I mean, this is all kind of stuff I've learned from college, I guess. Or just stuff maybe I wish I was better at. I don't know. But if I can leave you with any kind of message, the first one would be get out of your comfort zone. Whether that's going into college, coming out of college, maybe in the middle of college, I don't know. Get out of your comfort zone. Do stuff that you think you might not be the easiest at. Or that didn't make any sense, y'all. I need to relax. But no. Do stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable, as long as it's like safe for you and as long as it's not dangerous to somebody else. Go have fun. Go do stuff that you normally wouldn't do and enjoy it. Some of the best things that I've ever done were things I may have not been comfortable with in the beginning. Whether that was going up and meeting new people, whether that was stepping out of my comfort zone and being an orientation leader for this school, whether that was participating in any kind of extracurricular activity. That's a hard word for me to say. Whether it was any of that kind of stuff, college is one of the most social times of your life. And being afraid that maybe people might think of you a certain way, that you might think of yourself a certain way even, because of a stigma you have, or a stigma other people have about you, don't let that stop you from doing what you enjoy and finding new things that you might enjoy even more. I would be so much less happier had I stayed in my comfort zone. Hell, I went to a whole other side of the world this summer, and like a year ago, that was unthinkable for me. I didn't know how I would ever do that. I didn't want to go somewhere where I spoke the language of nobody. The idea of it kind of now is terrifying, but I loved it. It was amazing. Some of the best things I've ever done were things that I probably would not have done a year ago. But I took the leap this past year and I did it. Even this show. I mean, I had that in me. I've probably wanted to start something like this for years. And I just finally said, you know what? Why not? I have nothing to lose if this goes south. If I get made fun of, I'm not someone who was really proud of the stuff I used to make. Not really proud of it. I just didn't show it. A lot of the old content I used to make, I didn't want to promote to my inner friends or inner circle or even my family, because I didn't want to imagine what they would think about it if they saw it, because maybe I'd get made fun of. And now I've been talking to a camera for the past 20, 30 minutes by myself in the middle of the night. And for some reason, people love it. So I'm going to keep doing it. Number two thingy. Why do people love this? That's crazy. I can't even talk. The second thing I want to mention or leave you with is that this kind of got brought up in the last episode with Greg, but one of the best tools you can gain while you're here at college is networking. The ability to talk with people, to be friendly with people, to make friends with somebody is something that will reward you for the rest of your life. And I'm talking, it doesn't even matter the level of the friendship. It can be someone you see every day that you talk to and spend multiple hours with, or just people you see in passing and you're like, hey, what's up? And I know that if I see them, I can go talk to them, because you never know when you're going to need somebody or when someone is going to need you. And to be able to have that connection where you both can support each other is something that will never quit being rewarding. Sometimes it's just having somebody to talk to. Sometimes it is a life or death situation, probably, hopefully not, but something serious where they may have a skill that you don't have and you really need that. Just the ability to build the relationships you can in college is incredible. And I feel like so many people underutilize that tool. And I'm really glad that I was able to use it over the past, really 2 years, I say, that I've really gotten out of my shell and fully embraced this whole, I want everyone to know me. I want to be friendly with everybody. And I want to at least build a connection with these people that could live past my time here. Because obviously it's not, I think a bug just got killed by one of the lights. That was insane. And it completely derailed me. But yeah, make friends, be nice to people, embrace socialness, especially with the times we've been living in, especially with the times that I've gone through college. I spent half of my freshman year in quarantine. So I think now is a time greater than ever to just embrace socialness, embrace people, and just be nice. Grow your ability to meet new people, to talk to them, to just increase your effect. You're like your AOE, your area of effect. Is that what AOE stands for? Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's really good. I think the ability to have people around you that can support you and that gives you the ability to support them with the skills you may have is really, really great. And I feel like I don't feel like enough people do it. But yeah, the final thing I would like to leave you all with, of course that happened. I saw it now. I have the little camera here. Boop. Hey, look, it's back. How long we got? 9:44. I don't know how long I've been going, let's be honest. I wanted this to be very, very open and real. And I'm being a little stuck up, I feel like, and I want to break down a little bit more, but I'm happy with how this is going. I hope it goes well. Sheesh. Who knows? We'll see. If you're still watching this, thank you. But yeah, the final thing I want to leave you all with, and this was something I brought up in the very first episode of the podcast. Don't be afraid to find the beauty in the unknown. This whole podcast has kind of been about being completely unaware of what lives beyond tomorrow. And I think I said it, I don't know how I phrased it exactly, but essentially what I wanted to say is that fear and excitement are almost exactly the same thing chemically in your brain. And it is 100% how you perceive it, how you react to it, that controls whether you are excited or fearful of a situation. And ignorance in the future is something that is incredibly overbearing and will suffocate you if you let it. You can completely fall apart just because you don't know what's about to happen. And that's the same thing. I think it's the same thing if you look at any kind of fear you may have, any kind of worrying you may do, any kind of anxiety you have. For the longest time, I dealt with anxiety issues, and it's gotten so much better since I've gotten here. Granted, there are some things that will break me down, and they'll bring them back like that, like I'm a 14-year-old kid again. But I feel like in the past year or so, I've been embracing excitement more in the unknown. And rather than be afraid of what may happen, I am taking advantage of now. I'm taking advantage of the opportunity that is given to me, and I'm seizing it rather than wasting it because I'm scared it may not turn out. I mean, if you look at my relationship was built upon a deal that my girlfriend and I made saying, you're only going to be here for 4.5 months. We have no idea if this will work out, if we will build something that will happen. Like if we have no idea if we will want to do this when it's time for you to leave. But I really like you and I want to have the best 4 months I can with you. And now she's been my girlfriend for almost a year and a half, maybe a little over a year and a half, almost a year and a half. January is 18 months, but it's still crazy. It's still crazy that I managed to secure that bag so well to get that wonderful girl. It's crazy to me. But no, I think that's where it really started for me. The idea of finding the beauty in ignorance, finding the beauty of not knowing what's going to happen, but not letting that control you. It's every second of unknown is an opportunity for something great to happen. And if you only focus on what could happen wrong, what could happen poorly, what could go wrong. Why am I so bad at talking? If you only focus on what could go wrong and never on what could go so right, you will lose so many opportunities in life. So many opportunities to be happy. And I want that for everyone. I want that for all of you watching this, to just have the ability to be proud of yourself on the decisions you've made and be happy. It's the best thing in the world. Obviously, it's not forever. Life's a circle of bad and good and all that crap, and you have to have one without the other. But there are moments when you deserve to be happy, and there are moments where you deserve to just feel it all. And I want you all to do that. That's basically it. I think that this is a good place to wrap it up here, because I don't know what else to say. And I feel like I could probably keep going, and I'd probably get a little repetitive. I don't know. It is kind of scary that when I put down this microphone, that's it. That is the end of one more month. The podcast that changed me a lot, that opened me up to sharing my emotions, to sharing my feelings with literally anyone who wants to know it. And I hope that sticks with me. I hope I continue to do this in my daily life, I think. Because there's a lot of stuff here. This has given me the outlet, I think, to talk more about the way I feel and the way I feel, the way I process things with people that are super close to me that I just don't feel comfortable talking with that about talking about that with them in person. And I don't know, maybe I'll get better. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just keep recording myself like this. But despite all I have said throughout this past month, I am very excited for what happens after tomorrow. I am very excited for my future, and I'm very excited to see what I create next. I want to thank everybody in my life real fast, because there are so many people who have supported me throughout all of this, including all of you watching this. But I want to give special thanks to all of the staff here at IMC, everyone who supported me and helped me set this up. It's been a wonderful time producing the show, and I could not have done it without the great faculty, staff, and facilities we have here at IMC. Secondly, I want to thank all of my guests. Can I name them? Let's see. Kirsten, Nick, Caleb, Summer, Greg. 5. And 2 episodes of me, 7. That's it. Yep. All of you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for taking your time out of your days to come out here. Some of you taking a lot of time out of your day to come out here, considering they don't live here. I also went to Nick's house and see, whatever. Thank you all for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I had some wonderful conversations with all of you, and I feel like I learned a lot and gained a lot of more confidence having those discussions with you all. Third, I want to thank, I'm saying this like it's like an order, but it's not. It's just what's coming to my head right now. Shout out to my family for supporting me. All of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know that you've all been watching these episodes. It's crazy. My Nana keeps updating me with what she thinks of the latest episode, and it's the sweetest thing in the world. So thank all of you for watching. Thank all of you for supporting me these past 4 years. It's been wonderful, and I'm forever grateful for all of you. And no, I'm joking. Thank you to my wonderful and beautiful girlfriend, Mael, for just your constant support through all of this. She has been by my side since I started this show, and has by far been my #1 supporter. Thank you very much. I love you very much, baby. And I'm excited to see you soon. And yeah, That's basically it. Probably should say shout out to God for blessing me with the ability to do something like this. I feel like it's arrogant of me to act like this is all myself and to not acknowledge that I feel like I was given a little extra and blessed to be in the position I am in. So thank you to the Lord. And yeah, I guess that's it. It's over. All of it. And I said I wasn't going to get emotional here. But it is sad. But it's also exciting because who knows what's next? I don't. And I'm okay with that. So thank you all for watching this episode of One More Month. Thank you all for watching One More Month. It's meant the world to me. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.